copper wire wrapped around stakes, pushed into soil, promising triple the yield. Millions of gardeners are trying it, but the USDA tested this very idea a century ago, and what copper is actually doing to your garden is far more complicated. Scroll through TikTok or YouTube today, and you will encounter the phenomenon. Creators shape copper wire into neat spirals, wrap them around wooden dowels, and push these structures into the soil. The claim is simple. These passive metal setups act as atmospheric antennas, pulling static electricity from the air directly into the roots. The promised results are staggering, with videos presenting side-by-side comparisons and claiming yield increases of 100 to 300%. It looks like a classic gardening shortcut, a way to supercharge plant growth without fertilizers or chemicals. But beneath the hypnotic time lapses of giant vegetables lies a fundamental physical question. What is that piece of metal actually doing once it enters the dirt? The reason this trend gains traction is that it anchors itself to a genuine biological truth. Copper is not a marketing gimmick. It is a fundamental micronutrient that plants require to survive. Inside plant cells, tiny amounts of copper, often just 5 to 20 parts per million, drive photosynthesis, respiration, and protein synthesis. When soil lacks this metal, plants suffer, growth slows, and new leaves emerge pale, stunted, or tightly twisted. If a gardener introduces copper to a highly deficient environment, the plant gets the nutrient it has been starving for. The resulting sudden burst of healthy green growth can feel like magic, or the work of an invisible electrical current. But what looks like atmospheric energy capturing is actually a basic chemical correction. An unsupported mystical explanation has simply been attached to a very real piece of plant biology. The idea of drawing power from the air to feed plants has no support in modern, peer-reviewed science. But this is not a new question. In the early 20th century, the United States Department of Agriculture launched a formal investigation into what was then called electro-horticulture. Physicist Lyman James Briggs directed these extensive field trials, culminating in the 1926 publication of USDA, Bulletin 1379. Researchers applied low-voltage currents directly to crops like corn, wheat, and potatoes across several states. The results were highly variable. Some plots showed modest, temporary growth boosts, while others showed no difference at all. Because these gains could not be consistently repeated, the USDA abandoned the program in the late 1930s. What survives online today is not a suppressed miracle, but a recycled experiment that agricultural science tested, documented, and ultimately moved past a century ago. There is a distinct area of study where electricity does yield measurable biological results. Under strict laboratory conditions, researchers have successfully used direct electrical currents to stimulate seeds before planting. In controlled trials, applying a precise 22-volt pulse to maize seeds for exactly 10 minutes significantly improved germination rates and early seedling growth. But these experiments reveal a highly sensitive boundary. Increasing that same treatment to 15 minutes completely suppressed growth. This delicate, high-precision window is why these laboratory findings do not support the backyard trend. A calibrated, short-term electrical charge applied to a single seed in a sterile setting is fundamentally different from pushing a passive copper wire into variable, unmetered garden soil. Precision is the entire point of the science, and removing that precision changes the entire experiment. Copper does not degrade or wash away. Every wire pushed into the soil adds to a permanent reserve. While plants need trace amounts, copper builds up over time and can quietly reach toxic levels. This accumulation is hard to spot because the damage occurs beneath the surface. At concentrations above 50 milligrams per kilogram, copper disrupts the delicate underground ecosystem. Earthworms, including common red wigglers, suffer reduced growth and survival rates. Soil bacteria and plant roots decline, interrupting the vital nutrient cycles that keep soil alive. What began as an innocent garden hack can become a lasting ecological burden. Before adding any unusual amendments to soil, a standard test through a local university extension provides an accurate baseline of what the ground actually needs. True plant productivity comes from building a living ecosystem rather than chasing a quick trend. Nourishing underground mycorrhizal networks with organic compost and wood chip mulch delivers slow, dependable gains in fertility. Combining this rich organic matter with deep, infrequent watering establishes a stable environment where roots thrive naturally. The real garden secrets are quieter than copper wire, but far more powerful. Understanding soil biology connects us to true growth. The real garden secrets are quieter than copper wire, but far more powerful. Share your gardening journey in the comments.